Shalom, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well through the Spirit, so willing that they continue to endure and be sincere. And the mighty Shalom to the Ophel elect in the same Spirit, and Shalom to the Akwat Yam that are believers of this faith and this truth. Lord, when that you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent, virtuous wife, and Lord, willing, you must have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in faith. Lord willing, this is edifying and straight to the point. My laptop might not last for too long, but we're going to try to get in there. And Lord willing, I could do a part 2, maybe a part 3. This is a very important lesson. This is all inspired by what the elder apostle and the elder apostle Gabar said at camp. I didn't get to finish it all the way, but it was the one point where the apostle, they were reading Matthew 25, and he was like, hold on. Reading in NLT, and this point, which is in that chapter where the wise ones took extra oil. So I had to title this lesson, "You Should Take Extra Oil." There's still time left, and it's all really by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai if you do or if you don't. And Lord willing, you pursuing to be of that number, because to be of that number, you're taking extra oil. That oil is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, but on a new level on this side where we're able to get the Greek, the Hebrew, the Latin, the etymology, the concordance, the interlinear of words, definitions, right? Where we're able to increase in the knowledge of the Lord. So, Lord willing, again, this is edifying and straight to the point for the time that we do have that I got on this laptop before it cuts. Right? So let's get into it. This is Matthew, the 25th chapter, verse 1 to 4. It says, in the NLT, it says, then the kingdom of heaven will be like 10 bridesmaids who took their lamps and went to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were foolish and 5 were wise. The 5 who were foolish didn't take enough olive oil for their lamps, but the other 5 were wise enough to take along extra oil. And the foolish ones that don't take enough is the 2/3, and brothers that get in this faith and they still in the milk. Talking about law. But when you start talking about Yahushua oversees the law, he oversees Israel, not the law. And people be like, you going off. Yahushua don't oversee Israel, the law do. The word oversee means authority or supervisor, someone that's putting an activity or a group in order. The law can't do that unless it's established. Romans 3 and 30, or Romans 3 and 31, where we establish the law. The law has to be pushed in order for it to be established, right? But Yahushua is the authority. He is the word. Right? So we have to swallow and devour the wisdom, which is all from the divine one. Solomon said it best, without thy wisdom, we are regarded as nothing. So if we don't got Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai wisdom, we are nothing. And the ones that got the wisdom or got that oil is the wise on this side. So first, I want to get this classic in Proverbs 6 and 23. Because first you need to understand what the lamp is, right? So Proverbs 6, 23, Salaki. Again, this is, I'm going to be hopping from the NLT and the KJV. So this is Proverbs again, chapter 6, verse 23. In the KJV, it says, for the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life, right? And literally all these things lead us to Yahushua. The lamp is what you're holding, and the law is your light for your step. But the oil that you put in that lamp to make it continue to light is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? In order for your car to go, you don't only need oil, right? You need a filter, right? Of course, you need brakes, right? Because if your car driving and you can't stop, you need certain things to make your car move. You need certain things to make your car stop. You need certain things to cool your car down, right? To have AC or for it to heat up in the winter, right? You need a fan, you need this, you need that. When it comes to the faith, we need that lamp, we need that light, but we need the oil that's going to provide for those things, which is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? So now let's go to Revelations, the 19th chapter, and verse 7 and 9, right? And this got pushed even more because of the head brother of my congregation, outside of Great Millstone, is Yaramayan. And he was bringing up these beautiful points. And the more he kept getting into it, I'm like, yo, brother, I'm going to be bringing this out. It's no way that I can hear this and not bring it out, So this is Revelation 19, verse 7. It says, let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him. For the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife have made herself ready, right? Who is making himself ready? It's the elect, right? Doesn't the Lord says, be ready? We're going to come back to Revelations. We're going to come back to Revelations. Because again, everything we're expounding on is just going back to Matthew, right? And only the elect is being ready. Matthew 24:44, therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh, right? When you go into Matthew 25, right, which is Yahushua, what goes into the marriage, right? When Yahushua comes back this third time, or technically the second time, Yahushua wants to see the ones that are ready, right? Yahushua says when he comes back, is it going to be faith on the earth, right? When Yahushua comes the second time, it's only going to be faith in a few, right? Only a few are going to have faith, right? Says the same thing in Luke 12:40. Be ye therefore ready also, for the Son of Man cometh at an hour when ye think not. Who's going to be ready on the side? The elect that are special of their kind or their class. Those are going to be the ones that are going to be ready, right? So back to Revelations 19, right? The bride is Israel, right? But the ones that's going to get salvation and get scarcely saved is the elect. There's no argument on that. Not all Israel is going to be saved. So again, Revelations 19:7, let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife have made herself ready, right? Which is Israel, right? Matthew 22. But it's really the elect, because everybody is not going to have on the wedding garment, which is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, that extra oil, right? And you should be knowing your teachers, because the teachers should be pushing that extra oil. And if it's somebody on this side not pushing that extra oil, then those is not the teachers of the 144,000, because the 144,000 is pushing 100% truth, right? Lord willing, we are of that number, but it's brothers out here that is pushing that extra oil. So verse 8, it says, and to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white, for the fine linen is the righteousness of his saints. And he saith unto me, right, blessed are they which are called into the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he saith unto me, these are the true sayings of God. Who's going to be coming to the marriage supper, right? Is the elect. And that full marriage, when it's complete, is the elect getting beamed up in a chariot. Right now, where each day you're getting ready for that marriage. When Yahushua come, it's over. You're getting taken. You're with your husband. You get your crown. That's like just like doing your vows, and then the ring get put on. How they doing on in Esau time, and then you're brought back down the lamb and his bride is going to be seen, and the world is going to see the glory of the lamb and the bride, which is really the elect on this side. So let's go to Matthew 22, right? So that we can go into this garment, right? Because when you go into Matthew 22, it's not necessarily a physical garment, because the children of Israel in the old and new, generally, all the way from Moses or Adam all the way to Yahushua, we were wearing robes and garments already. So this is a parable. A parable is an earthly story, but a heavenly matter of the marriage feast. So when it's going into this marriage, it's spiritual. When it's going into the garments, it's spiritual. So what is the garment? Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which is really the oil. It's this wisdom and knowledge and understanding. It clothes us, right, in righteousness, right? Matthew 22:1. It says, and Yahushua answered and spake unto them again by parables, and said, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son, which the heavenly Father set this up for Yahushua, and sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding, and they would not come, which would be the fools that are not going to come and be ready. Again, he sent forth other servants, saying, tell them which are bidden, behold, I have prepared my dinner. My oxen, my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready. Come unto the marriage. And they made light of it and went their ways, one to his farm and another to his merchandise. And the remnant took his servants and entreated them spitefully and slew them. And when the king heard thereof, he was wroth, and he sent forth his armies and destroyed those murderers and burned up their cities. Right? And you have to think spiritually, the remnant took his servants and entreated them spitefully and slew them. And when the king heard thereof, he was wroth, he was angry, and sent forth his armies and destroyed those murderers and burnt their cities. Then saith to his servants, the wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy. Right? And a lot of times in this time, a lot of people are not going to be worthy. And just in this example, they're going to be put to death. Right? Going in the time of the MOTB, Jacob's trouble, in the time of Yahushua, when the nukes is in the air, there's going to be many that are not going to be worthy, and they're going to be put to death. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find bid to the marriage, which we're doing today through the Spirit. It says, so those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good, and the wedding was furnished with guests. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment. And that wedding garment is just, he didn't have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. He didn't have the extra oil, right? Because if he did, he would have had his wedding garment on. And he saith unto him, friend, how camest thou in hither not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless, because most weddings, you get in all fly, you get in all spectacular, looking like a damn celebrity, right? And through the Spirit, this man wasn't looking right. Then said the king to the servants, bid him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into the outer darkness, and there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are called, and few are chosen. So if only few are chosen, what's going to happen to the other? They're going to be cast out in darkness, which is really those missiles, right? Getting destroyed in the end. That outer darkness is where Yahushua said in Matthew 7:23, I don't know you. The Lord saying that is when you're not getting scarcely saved, when you're not getting beamed up, and the nuke is right next to you, as close as your hand is to your body, and it's over, right? So that's really the foolish, right? But the ones that get into the wedding is the ones that are the few, right? That's why you should be aiming to be the few, right? Let's go to Matthew 25:10. This is Matthew 25:10. It says, while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the doors were shut. Right? Wait, hold on. Wait a second. Right? He said the doors were shut. That goes back to what we were already reading. Be ready. And going back to the beginning of what we read, the ones that have extra oil, those are going to be the ones that are ready. Shalom, Yahweh Shemashai Rakatah. Right? Those are the ones that are ready. And I'm going to go up. We already read verse 1 to 5 in the NLT that smacked. Right? But let's read verse 8, where it says, and the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamp are gone out. But the wise answer, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. Right? And guess what? That's really a distraction. When you leave your post, right, that son that's going to come and get his kingdom is on his way. Right? And guess what? What comes when you going out for a vacation or you going out of town? You prepare ahead of time so you got enough clothes, right? Or you got extra money in your pocket so you buy clothes. They should have bought extra oil instead of being lazy in this thing, right? What does it say in Proverbs 6? Thou sluggard, right? I'm going to read this and we'll go to it. It says, while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Right? And that's the elect. The elect are getting ready right now. So when all these things come, the MOTB, Jacob's trouble, is no excuses. People are just good with just the law, but they're not focused on the whole volume of the book leading them to Yahushua. Literally, this whole ministry is leading you to Yahushua. Doesn't matter how anybody feels, it's leading you to Yahushua. How do you believe in Yahushua and you putting the law over Yahushua? Everything leads you to the Son of Man. Everything. You get your crown, got to get it from Yahushua. Getting beamed up, got to go to Yahushua. Getting scarcely saved, got to go through Yahushua. Getting glorified bodies, got to go to Yahushua. Get eternal life, got to go to Yahushua. Your prayers getting to the Father, got to go through Yahushua. He's the mediator. Everything is going through Yahushua. Right? Let's get this. Proverbs 6:6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise. Let's see if it's saying another translation. If it don't, we can I'll get the word for sluggard. Yeah, in the NLT it says, take a lesson from the ants, you lazy bones. Learn from their ways and become wise. In the Amplified Bible, go to the ant, oh lazy one, observe her ways and be wise, right? Because an ant is always in work mode, night, day, and night. Outside the ant farm or ant field, right? In and out. Them ants is always working. Oh, lazy one, right? And that is the one that's asking, hey, let me get some of your oil. That's the lazy one, right? Instead of doing the work and putting his hand into it, right? And right now, we in the time of Passover. Passover is on Thursday, regardless if you ain't doing a lunar. Right now, it's about to be a blood moon on Thursday, which right now, this is the real right time of spring. This is the time, right, to get extra oil, man. This is not time to play. Last week, the week before, shit was getting real, especially in Israel. But look what happened in the beginning of 2025, the beginning of 2020. 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. It is time to get extra oil, man. We can't be lazy now, right? You see how you can go into different translations. There's nothing wrong with that. Translations is just another fine print of English, basically. And sometimes certain translations, they take out words. They direct you in other way. But if you're studying and growing in this faith, you know how to compare translations, right? Even more, you get the interlinear, the concordance of letters and words. This is what that oil was going into. What you think it is? Olive oil? You frying chicken? No, this oil, this extra oil, is the wisdom and knowledge that you get, and being able to go into the original tongue, right? In the Old Testament, it's written in Hebrew. The New Testament is Greek. This is why you have an H right here, H6101. That means this is a Hebrew word. Also, right? And it means slothful. So that's a Hebrew word, right? This is that extra oil. In this side, the Lord is increasing knowledge where we're able to go back into the original tongue to make sure we're getting firm understanding, right? I get this. I wasn't forced. No gun was pointed to my head. I get it, especially when you're guided through the Spirit by men that are moved through the Spirit, and they show you, and then they be like, hey, don't take my word for it. Go search it for yourself. See this up, add it up. And the more you seek it in, or the more that you're seeking, the more you get understanding, right? So let me show you another example. When you go into Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, and Apocrypha, this is the prologue, and this is confirmation. This is another example of oil right here. It says, where should we start? It says, for the same things uttered. Let me just highlight the whole point that I need right here. So everything that's highlighted in blue, it says, for the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. And not only these things, but the law itself, the prophets, and the rest of the books have no small difference when they are spoken in their own language. So even if you go into the New Testament, it's Greek, you can find out a Greek word and then go find the Hebrew word of it. You can go in the Old Testament, find the Hebrew word for it, or you can find a Greek word for it to go even further. Like when you go and you look up, so you just seen that. That is the oil. Part of the oil is getting wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Part of the oil is going into the etymology of words, right? Things that are uttered in Hebrew and translated in another tongue have not the same force. So me saying something that's really in Hebrew and saying it in English is not going to have a way stronger force into it, right? So with this extra oil we get to go into the other languages, right? I'm going to show you something. What is wisdom called in the Greek? Let's see what Hebrew is called in the Greek. Right there. Let me just click this so it can be clear. What is wisdom called in the Greek? The Greek word for wisdom is Sophia. It was a central concept of Greek philosophy, especially in the work of Plato and Aristotle, right? Come on, man. Sophia has many meanings, practical skills. Come on, man. This is beautiful. And when you go into the Apocrypha, you go into Sirach, you go into Hebrews, you go into Psalms, you go into probably Second Esdras. As I said, Sirach, Wisdom of Solomon. You get a lot of her. You hear a lot of her in a lot of these books in the Bible, but it's just calling wisdom of her. And through the Spirit, wisdom is a man is attracted to wisdom, and the Lord set this all up, right? So you see how I just seen in the Greek, what is wisdom called? It's called Sophia. You get to grow in this thing. Some brothers be like, man, I don't know why am I so attracted to wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It's because, bro, you a man and you like women. You like women. When you really look at most women, it's not in a fervent level, when it comes to wisdom, knowledge, understanding, because most women don't like women. Now, we ain't saying in this a way that a man would, but most women don't like other women. They're not attracted to it, but then you got some of the elect lady that grow in a certain way and get touched by these scriptures and want to hear it. Guess what? They have a connection with Sophia, like a sister, you know? So this is that extra oil that we getting into, right? That extra oil that make you go far and beyond to get true understanding, right? When you go into, let's go to Acts, the 17th chapter. I believe the Berea. Let me make sure we're in the right area. There we go. Paul at Berea. Acts 17:10. And the brethren immediately sent away Paul and Silas by night unto Berea, who coming thither went into the synagogue of the Jews. These were more noble than those of Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind, and searched the scriptures daily whether those things were so. And this is how we supposed to be, right? You're supposed to be with a ready mind to hear this word, to receive it. It's like you can still receive it. It might not understand it. You might not agree, but you want to receive it so that when you're trying to search up something, you have to be able to receive it to remember it. Now, who's to say, hey, they probably was writing it down, or if they wasn't writing it down, they were so into what Paul and Silas was saying that what they do, search the scriptures daily, whether those things were so. And this is what we're supposed to be doing daily. When somebody is going into grape, when somebody going into the MOTB, when somebody even going into prophecies. People just call us Bible stumpers, and we pushing prophecy, and they want to make fun of us, but half of y'all is going to ancestral.com to see your blood DNA, who you descend from. You going to psychics, you going to witches, you going to warlocks, tarot card readers. We sound crazy, but you going to them that's going to tell you your future by reading your hand. And that's crazy. And brothers is reading the words, which we would say is divine words from the Heavenly Father, right? And through faith, you have to believe that this is true. The Heavenly Father made you read in order to come to him and go back into this knowledge. If we didn't have these words, how are we going to do it? Let's just all come together and spend money. If we just got good vibes, that's the Lord. That's the Lord coming back. The Lord don't say that. The Lord put these things in the book for us to read. The things are written, aforetime was written for your learning, let alone in the new language that we're in. These elect children, these wise children are going to have extra oil where they're going to search far and beyond to understand Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushai. You know, it doesn't just stop with Genesis. It don't just stop with the first 5 books of the Bible. It don't just stop with the Psalms. It starts with the whole book. Right? Yahushai comes in a whole volume of the book. Right? So let's go to this in Luke 12, starting at verse 35. Luke chapter 12, verse 35. Again, the title of this lesson is You Should Take Extra Oil. You should take extra oil. It's still time left. Literally, each day you waking up for a job, we able to still use this internet. You're still able to use your phone, right? You're still able to go on little dates or do whatever the heck you do. Guess what? It's still time left, right? So Luke 12 and 35. Let your loins be girded about and your lights burning, right? Because literally the main loin that you want girded is your mind, your heart, right? Not your belly where you eat food. Is really your mind. Your mind consumes it, right? It says, ye yourselves like unto men that wait for their Lord when he will return from the wedding, that when he cometh and knocketh, they may open unto him immediately. Man, you go to Revelations, the 3rd chapter, it says he'll knock and sup with you. Right now, the Lord is supping with us. And when he knocks, what we seeing right here, that when he cometh and knock, they may open unto him immediately through the Spirit. This is your mind. The Lord ain't knocking at our door. Right now, how is the Lord knocking? How is he supping with us right now? Through your mind. The Lord is knocking at your mind and sup with you, seeing what you've been eating. Have you been devouring his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that he left you? Right? This was given to us. This word is a gift. Faith is a gift. Grace is a gift. Yahushua is a gift. Right? The elect men, right? The 144,000 is a gift. Right? Those the teachers of this thing wrote. And guess what? Those teachers, everything the Lord have given you is a gift to perform the will of the Lord on this side. That's why if you call yourself a prophet or a teacher, you should be using the gift the Lord have given you to feed the other sheep, man. That's what wise men do, right? You're feeding the other wise so that the Lord can help them grow. If you ain't doing that, you're not pursuing, and you damn sure not of the elect, right? Blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find watching. Verily I say unto you, that he shall gird himself and make them to sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve them. Right? The ones that's watching is looking up at the sky, is looking at the news going on with our adversaries, let alone they're watching the men of the Lord teach about health. Like my brother say, he said, man, I've been hearing a lot of brothers talk about health. I got to get on my health thing. Ever since Apostle Gabar been talking about walking, working out, doing this, I've been getting on it, doing my own little regimen, right? Doing my push-ups, doing my leg stuff while I'm at work, already lifting heavy stuff at work, right? Doing dumbbells at work, right? Let alone I'm trying to be more occupied, because if I'm not teaching, I don't want to be sitting idle. I want to do things that's going to benefit my health, benefit my mind, and then I go into reading, then I go into teaching, I do labors with the brothers, and even more, I might kick my feet, laugh, and giggle with my family, but it still go back to feeding the soul that's within us, man, right? Because you want to be ready when the Lord comes, man, right? Verse 38, it says, if he shall come in the second watch, or come in the third watch and find them so, blessed are those servants, which Yahushua as himself is coming the second time, right? But he been here multiple times through, different positions of his life that he had to play, right? But Yahushua is coming a second time, man. And blessed is those that he find that watch, man, right? So you men that are pursuing that extra oil, you sisters, right? Continue to be at watch. Continue looking out for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? It's the little things that we see when our kids shout out Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and they little kids, or our kids say something spiritual. Get your mind in tune, right? Every day your life doesn't have to be a joy or a fun moment, like doing things outside of this ministry, right? You do those things, right? Those things is spontaneous. Those things just happen, right? But the majority of your time under the sun, you giving your time, your mind to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, right? In some type of way. Conversations with your children, right? Because your children is going to be around people of this world, right? So you want to pour the life of the Lord in them, right? Even your wife, because your wife can go somewhere. She dealing with people. She going grocery shopping. She touching things. You want to speak life into her, not just only take her in the bedroom, not just only just put a smile on her by taking her somewhere. Speak life into your woman, right? Because we see, us men, we love women. All these other women is constantly downgrading themselves. So if you do have a woman, if you have a couple women, speak life into them, man, right? Because you never know, you can really be entertaining the whole spirit, man. And just going back into the wise, they're trying to take extra oil for what? Just to have it? No, to bring forth that oil into somebody else, to anoint somebody else, to shine a light onto somebody else, to take somebody else's hand and be like, hey, let's go this way. I'm not trying to just take this oil for myself, Let's go to this. 2 Corinthians 11 chapter in verse 2. 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 2. And this is what it reads. It says, "For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Hamashiach." And this is Paul, right? Paul is jealous over the children of Israel, but really the true believers. All of the children of Israel, true life. When we talk about real teachers, they were really, yes, they were talking to Israel, but only the true believers will cleave and listen to this, right? And this is a strong godly jealousy, right? And Paul is trying to bring us or espouse us to one husband and present us as a chaste virgin. A chaste, a virgin is a person untouched, right? But a chaste will go into pure, right? Pure from every fault, immaculate, clean, or modest, right? So Paul, all teachers that's teaching the same thing, is pushing the elect to be pure virgins, right? Pure from every fault type of virgin, a clean virgin, right? A modest virgin, right? That's what we're doing. This is what I'm trying to teach for, to bring forth the elect to be one that are not defiled, right? Bring them back to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And that brings us back to Matthew chapter 25, verse 1. It said a chaste virgin, pure, modest, clean. That's what chaste means. Matthew 25 and 1. "Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom." Right? That lamp is you holding that the commandments, right? Then you got the oil, which is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and it might shine and it becomes a light, and that light is the law, is a whole volume, the whole volume. So these 10 virgins is not all the elect, it's all Israel, but you have 5 fools and 5 wise. Everybody can't be wise on this side because we're in this defiled flesh. So somebody has to take the bill of being the fools, like Judas, like Saul, right? Rehoboam, Jeroboam, right? Those were fools, right? The Pharisees, Sadducees, the ones that didn't cleave to the Lord, because you had some Pharisees that did believe in Yahushua, but the ones that didn't, most of the Sicarii, you talk about Sicarii in the time of the Romans, where they was trying to fight against the Romans, right? When you get into this knowledge, right? The Lord told us in Daniel the 7th chapter that these kingdoms, these beasts was going to rule. None of us should be, when you got Jake, let's make an army. You Hebrew Israelites don't even got no army. We ain't even trying to come together. We ain't trying to overcome the government. The Lord didn't tell us to do none of that, right? Because if we going against this empire, we're going against the Lord. That's, what is it? Acts, the 5th chapter in verse 39, right? You're fighting against the Heavenly Father. If we want to fight against this empire, we're fighting against the Lord. Daniel chapter 7, verse 7. "After this I saw in the night vision, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, a strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth, and it devoured and brake in pieces and stampled the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns, which is NATO and EU, mostly the EU, the European Union. And I considered the horns, and behold, there came out among them another little horn, which is America in the future prophecy, which we are in right now, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the root," right? The French, the British, and the Spanish. Those was the war that America had to go through to become independent. "And behold, in this horn were eyes like eyes of men, and a mouth speaking great things." Just going back into Revelations, the 12th and 13th chapter, the 17th chapter, speaking greatly, just like Rome, right? But and even if you go to 2nd Esdras, the 11th and 12th chapter, you get to see that the Lord expounded a little deeper with Esdras when it came to this 4th beast, right? So this beast has to be in power when Yahweh Shai come back. So we can't bump up against we cannot bump up against this empire. So now the number one thing that we can do is grow wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because through the spirit, that's the only way we can overcome this beast. In Rome, Yahweh Shai wasn't going, he was trying to get the lost sheep of Israel, get them in the right understanding. That's what he was doing. Paul, trying to feed the Gentiles. Peter, the circumcision, the Jews, right? We got to fix the house first. When Yahweh Shai come, then we're going to go to war. But we got to rebuild the tabernacles of David. I just want to get this just to show you that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai gave Esdras even more understanding of the four beasts. This is 2nd Esdras, the 12th chapter. Starting at verse 10, it says, "And he said unto me, this is the interpretation of the vision. The eagle whom thou sawest come up from the sea is the kingdom which was seen in the vision of thy brother Daniel. But it was not expounded unto him. Therefore now I declare it unto thee. Behold, the days will come that there shall arise a kingdom upon earth, and it shall be fear upon all the kingdoms that were before it. And the same 12 kings reign, one after another." And this is talking about the 12 feathers in Rome, which is the 12 Caesars. So Esdras got a deeper understanding of the fourth Roman Empire. When the time of Yahweh Shai came, they were in the Roman Empire, right? You get to hear about Caesar Augustus in Luke, the 2nd chapter. Nero, he was around the time of Daniel. Around the time, not Daniel, Salaki, around the time of Hebrews. The time of Hebrews, that's when damn near Nero was around, right? But Rome was in the time of Yahweh Shai, but Esdras got a little more interpretation. The Lord expounded deeper in Ezra's time about the fourth beast, right? So when it comes to this oil, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, homology of words, right? The Lord is giving the wise an increase, right? Just showing this little quick fact. Just showing that Nero was around the time of the book of Hebrews. Yes, Nero was the Roman emperor during the time of the book of Hebrews. During the time the book of Hebrews was written, between 60 and 70 AD. The book of Hebrews was likely written during Nero's persecution of Christians in Rome. Right? But literally, just saying the point that, the New Testament is really dealing with Rome. But again, going back to, he was talking about the virgin, a chaste virgin, and going back to the wise is going throughout this whole Bible, right? So just what we just went through, the wise is getting through. They're going through all of this, right? Because this is the knowledge that the Lord have given us. Because while we in this captivity, a lot of us might not understand why we here. A lot of us can't really go in the Bible and point America as being part of the prophecy, right, of the end times, right? But if you have that extra oil, you'll be pointed to understand it. So this is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 23 to 26. It says, "For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Hamashiach is the head of the church. He is the savior of the body." The body is Israel, but on this side is the elect, right? Because only the elect, when you look at the 144,000, Revelation 7, they're singing the same songs. Revelation, the 14th chapter, they're singing the same song, right? And under the 144,000 is the rest of the elect, the rest of the believers. In St. John, the 17th chapter, that Yahweh Shai prayed for, that would be believers of this. And how are they being believers? Because they're hearing the word, right? It says, therefore, as the church is subject unto Mashiach, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything, right? Everything is symbolic to Yahushua, right? Shalom to the brother Ephraim, Yahweh Shemashai Barakatah, right? Verse 25, it says, husbands, love your wives, even as Hamashiach also loved the church and gave himself for it. So the men is going to do the same for their wives. But that is really the elect, right? It says that ye might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word. And the elect is washing the church, right? Through the word, right? Because if Yahushua, he is the savior of the body, so that means the elect men is washing Yahushua's church with the word. And they cannot wash the church with the word if they're not washed themselves, right? If the elect men is not washed themselves, it has to be a teacher on the earth prophesying these things to come, because the Lord is always dealing with the prophets. Matthew 25 is really going into that. When you break it down into disciples and Pharisees and Sadducees, we will look at the disciples that's learning from Yahushua is the example of the wise, because they're getting extra oil because they believe in Yahushua and they believe in the law, they believe in the Psalms and the prophets. That's why they became apostles. So in our time, those true teachers is back on the earth. And we talk about as a whole, the tabernacles of David is 12,000 of all the 12 tribes. And they're all, some of them is in the spirit world, and majority or a good handful is on the earth teaching his word, right? Some of them probably might not be fully singing the whole one song as a whole. Some of them might not fully know all the breakdowns. That probably makes them not sing the whole song. But being predestined, the whole 144,000 is singing the whole song through the spirit, man, right? Because they're the church, right? In order to be a church, you have to be that spiritual house, which is in First Peter chapter 2, verse 4 and 5. And that's only the elect, right? People always say, why you ain't talking about all Israel? We could talk about all Israel, but only the elect. That's the scary part. Only the elect are getting extra oil. So for the ones that's just now getting on, lucky for you, I feel like we're going back to Matthew 25, and I'm gonna read this in the NLT, Lord willing. You can see what's the whole point of this title. Matthew 25, verse 1, it says in the NLT, then the kingdom of heaven will be like 10 bridesmaids who took their lamps and went to meet the bridegroom. 5 of them were foolish, 5 were wise. The 5 who were foolish didn't have enough olive oil in their lamps, but the other 5 were wise enough to take extra oil. So what is the extra oil? The extra oil is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But when you talk about wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, that means going into the concordance, going into the interlinear of words, going into the Greek, going into the Hebrew, right? Getting into different translations to solidify the true understanding of the Lord, right? It's not just all about 150 precepts. It's about getting getting the meaning of these breakdowns or words, right? And when you go back into Sirach, the prologues, things that are spoken in its original tongue, Hebrew, have a way stronger effect than what it do in another language. And we talk about the law, the Psalms, the prophets, the Gospels. If that's spoken in its original tongue, it's going to have a stronger delivery, right? I'm just saying as an example, even though they messing up that TV show, in the House of David, the TV show, they saw he had a big statue written in Paleo Hebrew, right? And that was fire. But this dude, which technically I think he's Ishmael, he was singing in Hebrew, and he was singing a song of Moses that Moses sung, I believe, in Exodus 32. And that was so beautiful. That was beautiful at that time. But you have to understand how edifying it is. That song of Moses in Exodus 32, right? When you go in Revelations 14, when it says that they sung the song of the Lamb and the song of Moses, they sung the song that nobody else could sing. On a deeper sense through the Spirit, it's talking about the law, the Psalms, the prophets, and the Gospels. That's how you accumulate the song of Moses and the song of the Lamb. They're singing 100% truth, right? When people say I'm in the truth, what do you mean by that? Oh, I'm in the truth. That means you're in 100% truth, right? When you play in Truth or Dare, when you say, or if you at school and they tell you, is Donald Trump the president, true or false? And you say true, and they say correct. That means you're 100% right, right? So this truth is not, it can't be no lie in it. Why would the Lord give it to us? Revelations, why would it say that they had no guile in their mouth? Because they spoke 100% truth, right? Now that I'm bringing that up, let's get it. My laptop is about to shut down in a second. So let me just get this. This is beautiful, man. I'm hoping, praying that the elect, I'm not praying for all Israel. I'm just being totally honest. The Black, Latinos, Hispanic, I'm only praying for the elect, the ones that's being sincere and diligent, whoever you may be. Right now, time is getting real. It's people blaming that they're leaving the truth because of an incident that happened last week. You know, people are leaving the truth because Yahushua taking too long. People leaving the truth because they can't make no money. You know, people are leaving. And guess what? This been happening. That's how you know when the MOTB and Jacob trouble come, a lot of people ain't going to be able to last. Revelations 14:1, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and as it were a new song. You see, it says they sung as it were a new song. This is not a new song. To the world, it is a new song because it was a falling away. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. But this is a original song, right? So the 144,000 sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man can learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. So you have some of the 144,000 in the spirit world today, and you have some of them on the earth. From time and time, from this time back, the same 144,000 been on this earth from generation, living life after life after life, regeneration, reincarnation. And they was teaching the word of the Lord before Yahushua, when Yahushua gave us the complete understanding and gave us this gospel, and then worked through Paul, worked through the apostles. We are established the song of Moses and of Yahushua, the Lamb. And 144,000 is singing that song. So that means the one third is not singing this song. We talking about the men, the rest of the men that's not of the 144,000, and the women and children. They are not singing the song that the 144,000 is singing. So when we go back to Matthew 25, this is speaking to men. This is speaking to men, right? Because the Lord is dealing with men. Ezekiel 34 and 31. Proverbs 8 and 4. And then you got another one in Numbers, I think 27. You got Numbers 1, right? Talking about men going to war. This is a spiritual war. The Lord is dealing with the men. 144,000 is men. No man could learn that song but the 144,000. No woman, and no man that's of the 1/3 underneath the 144,000. They could not teach this song. These are they which were not defiled with woman. This is not a real woman. This is talking about a spiritual woman. What is that woman? Talking about philosophy, right? You can go to Wisdom of Solomon, the 14th chapter. They wasn't defiled with other philosophies, right? For they are virgins. 2 Corinthians 11:2. Paul said he wanted to present you to Hamashiach as a chaste virgin, a pure virgin, a clean virgin that hasn't been touched by any other standard. When you continue in 2 Corinthians 11, he said, if somebody come to you teaching you another Hamashiach or another gospel, we shouldn't receive it. That is that other woman. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. So in the time before Yahushai, during Yahushai, after Yahushai left and went to the right-hand side of the Father, all the way till now, they are continually following the Lamb. They followed him through the Father. They followed him in the physical. And right now, ever since he left, they've been following him in the spirit because he's been giving out the Rakak Wadash. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God and unto the Lamb. So this is a future prophecy when they're beamed up with the Father, man. So we're going to truly know who the 144,000. This is why the men of the Lord stand with great millstone, because those are the ones that I always hear that. Lord willing, I'm of the hopeful elect. And the affiliates and other ones that have the like mind and same understanding. Verse 5. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of God. No guile means no lie. No lie. So that means 144,000 is speaking 100% truth. Is no guile in their mouth. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. They said, let's take extra oil. So let's go into this Greek word for guile. The Greek word for guile. Guile, deceit, craft, a trick, craft, deceit. Again, craft, deceit, all goes into a lie, you know. But let's just go back to this Matthew 25. I'm about to close because I see that it's going to cut off on me. So this is Matthew 25 in verse 2. It says, 5 of them were foolish and 5 were wise. The 5 who were foolish didn't take enough olive oil for their lamps, but the other 5 were wise enough to take along extra oil. You know, Lord willing, the elect, the ones that striving, whoever you may be, talking to you men, even you other men and women, you know, you can still strive to get extra oil, and that goes by your teachers. I know who my teachers is, and they're going far and beyond to feed the sheep daily. Not once in a while. They're not just teaching, let me just go in the law. They're trying to grow in the faith so that they can teach the whole Bible. You should take extra oil. It's still time left. So while you got time to watch breakdowns, you should watch it. To watch chapters, watch it. Don't only, let me watch a debate. Let me watch him cut a Christian. It's more to this than just cutting somebody. It's growing in the knowledge, growing in that fire, growing in your faith, understanding Yahushua died for the children of Israel. Now, for me, I do the lunar, which is the correct Shabbat, right? Following the moon that the Lord have given us. The Passover is Thursday, and the Sabbath is this Thursday. The blood moon is this Thursday, sundown, man. So, Lord willing, things get worse in the world, especially America, and Lord willing, the elect can continue to get extra oil. Put it on your calendar, put it in your phone, put it on your refrigerator. Take extra oil, right? So we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to the one true power who always make it happen. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well through the Spirit, and that they continue to endure and be sincere. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect. And Lord willing, the same spirit that you continue to endure and be sincere. Shalom to Akwat Yum, that are believers in the faith and this truth. Lord willing, that you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent, virtuous wife. And shalom to all the rest of the believers. Lord willing, you continue to strive and get extra oil. With that, shalom.